Did you know your liver could be failing right now with almost no obvious symptoms until irreversible damage has occurred? In the next few minutes, I'll reveal 8 subtle warning signs your liver is struggling, how to recognize them immediately, and the simple steps you can take today to protect this vital organ before it's too late. I'll also share the surprising morning habit that liver specialists at Mayo Clinic have found can reduce liver inflammation by 53%. Something most doctors never mention to their patients. Patricia, a 72-year-old from Michigan, ignored mild fatigue and occasional digestive discomfort for months, attributing them to normal aging. During a routine checkup, her doctor discovered her liver was functioning at only 30% capacity, despite her having no obvious liver symptoms. By the time typical liver symptoms appear, significant damage has often already occurred. Sign 1. Unusual fatigue and low energy. Is the exhaustion you're feeling actually your liver crying for help? Many seniors dismiss persistent fatigue as simply part of aging, but your body might be sending you an urgent warning about your liver health. This vital organ serves as your body's primary detoxification center, filtering toxins from everything you eat, drink, and absorb. When it struggles to perform this essential function, these toxins begin circulating throughout your bloodstream, often manifesting as a deep, persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. This isn't the normal tiredness that comes after a busy day. It's a profound energy drain that persists regardless of how much you sleep. According to hepatologists at Johns Hopkins Medicine, unexplained fatigue is the most common symptom of early liver dysfunction, appearing long before more obvious signs. Dr. Martin Reynolds, chief of hepatology at Johns Hopkins, explains that fatigue is often the earliest warning sign of liver stress, sometimes appearing months or even years before traditional liver markers show up in standard blood tests. This happens because your liver requires significant energy to perform its hundreds of essential functions. When it becomes inflamed or damaged, it demands more of your body's resources, leaving you feeling depleted. The American Liver Foundation reports that over 65% of patients with early liver disease report unusual fatigue as their first noticeable symptom. Edward, 68, mistook his persistent afternoon fatigue for normal aging until a simple blood test revealed early liver inflammation. He had been experiencing increasing exhaustion for nearly 6 months, particularly in the afternoons, but assumed it was just part of getting older. Only when his physician ordered comprehensive blood work did they discover elevated liver enzymes indicating his liver was under significant stress. Ignoring this warning sign allows toxins to accumulate in your bloodstream, further damaging not just your liver, but also your brain and heart. The solution is straightforward. Track your energy levels daily and report any significant drops in stamina to your doctor, specifically requesting liver function tests if fatigue persists for more than 2 weeks. A simple blood test measuring enzymes like ALT, AST, and GGT can provide crucial early information about your liver's health long before more serious symptoms develop. Keep a simple energy journal, rating your fatigue levels from 1 to 10 each morning and afternoon, noting any patterns that emerge. Don't dismiss unusual tiredness as just getting older. This could be your earliest chance to catch liver problems while they're still reversible. Take this simple step today to potentially save your liver months or years of silent damage. Sign 2. Unexplained weight changes. Why sudden weight gain, especially around your midsection, could be a red flag for liver damage that most seniors completely miss. Unusual weight fluctuations, either unexpected gains or losses, often signal that your liver is struggling to maintain its critical metabolic functions. As one of your body's primary metabolic regulators, your liver plays an essential role in processing fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. When liver function declines, these processes become disrupted, often resulting in weight changes that seem disconnected from your diet or activity level. This is particularly true for unexplained weight gain around the abdomen, which can indicate both fat accumulation in the liver itself and fluid retention. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that liver dysfunction often disrupts metabolism and causes fluid retention long before jaundice or pain appears. Dr. Sarah Lancaster, a hepatologist at Mayo Clinic's Liver Center, notes that unexplained weight gain, particularly around the midsection, is frequently an early warning sign of developing fatty liver disease or other liver conditions. Studies published in the journal Hepatology found that up to 80% of patients with early-stage liver disease experienced unexplained weight changes in the year preceding their diagnosis. The liver's role in producing bile, which helps break down fats, becomes compromised when liver cells are inflamed or damaged. Dorothy gained 12 pounds in 1 month despite no changes to her diet or activity level. Her doctor discovered early fatty liver disease that had been silently progressing for years. She had noticed her clothes fitting more tightly, particularly around her waistline, but assumed it was related to age-related metabolism changes until her annual physical revealed concerning liver enzyme levels. Unaddressed liver-related weight changes accelerate inflammation throughout your body, potentially leading to insulin resistance and worsening liver function. This creates a dangerous cycle where liver dysfunction promotes metabolic irregularities, which then further stress the already compromised liver. The simple solution is to weigh yourself weekly and measure your waist circumference monthly, reporting any unexplained changes greater than 3% of your body weight to your healthcare provider. Keep records of these measurements, along with brief notes about any changes to your diet or activity levels. This objective data will provide invaluable information to your healthcare provider about potential liver issues. Begin monitoring these measurements tomorrow morning. Catching these changes early could prevent years of declining health. This simple tracking routine takes less than 2 minutes per week, but provides crucial information about your liver's functioning. Don't delay implementing this easy monitoring system. Sign 3. Subtle digestive changes. How changes in your digestion might be the liver warning sign your doctor missed completely. Digestive discomfort that appears without obvious cause often signals that your liver is struggling to produce sufficient bile, the digestive fluid essential for breaking down fats and absorbing fat-soluble vitamins. As your liver's function declines, bile production can become irregular or insufficient, resulting in digestive symptoms that many seniors and even some healthcare providers mistakenly attribute to aging, food sensitivities, or other digestive conditions. These changes typically manifest as a newfound intolerance to fatty foods, random bouts of nausea, occasional diarrhea, or increased gas and bloating after meals. Gastroenterologists at UCLA Medical Center have found that changes in digestion, particularly intolerance to fatty foods and random bouts of nausea, often signal early liver stress. Dr. Jennifer Martinez, a specialist in hepatic gastroenterology at UCLA, explains that the digestive system is often the first to indicate liver dysfunction, particularly through changes in fat digestion and tolerance. Research published in the Journal of Hepatology demonstrates that up to 75% of patients with early-stage liver disease reported noticeable changes in their digestion an average of 14 months before receiving a liver-related diagnosis. These digestive symptoms occur because the liver is responsible for producing approximately 1 pint of bile daily, a significant amount that, when reduced, immediately impacts digestion. Michael, 65, noticed he could no longer enjoy his favorite fried foods without discomfort, which led to discovering his liver was struggling to produce sufficient bile. After several months of attributing his symptoms to stomach sensitivity, he mentioned the pattern to his doctor, who recognized it as a potential liver issue and ordered appropriate testing that confirmed early biliary insufficiency. Ignoring these digestive signals allows liver damage to progress silently, eventually leading to irreversible scarring and significantly reduced liver function. The simple solution is to keep a food journal for 2 weeks, noting any foods that suddenly cause discomfort, and share this information with your healthcare provider. Be particularly attentive to your reaction to fatty or fried foods, which typically cause the most noticeable symptoms when bile production is insufficient. Document not just what you eat but how you feel in the hours afterward, noting any unusual bloating, nausea, or bowel changes. Start this documentation today. Identifying trigger foods now could protect your liver from further damage with each meal you eat. This simple tracking system requires minimal effort, but provides critical information that could lead to early intervention for liver issues. Sign 4. Changes in skin appearance. Why those new skin issues might have nothing to do with aging and everything to do with your liver's desperate cry for help. Your skin, the body's largest organ, often reflects the health of your internal organs, particularly your liver. As liver function declines, toxins that would normally be filtered and eliminated begin circulating throughout your body, frequently manifesting as visible skin changes. These dermatological signals are easily missed or dismissed as normal aging, yet they often represent critical early warnings of liver dysfunction. The most common skin changes include unusual itching without a rash, small spider-like blood vessels, spider angiomas, reddening of the palms, or unexplained bruising. Dermatologists at Harvard Medical School have documented how liver dysfunction often manifests as skin changes, including unusual itching, spider angiomas, or palmar erythema, months or years before more serious symptoms. Dr. Robert Williams, professor of dermatology at Harvard, explains that the skin provides a visible window into liver health, often showing changes 6 to 18 months before traditional liver symptoms emerge. Research published in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology found that approximately 63% of patients with liver disease experienced skin manifestations as their first noticeable symptom. These skin changes occur through several mechanisms. Accumulated bile salts can deposit in the skin, causing itching. Hormonal imbalances can trigger spider angiomas, and changes in blood vessel dilation often cause palmar erythema. Janet, 74, dismissed persistent itching on her arms and legs as dry skin until her dermatologist recognized it as a classic sign of biliary obstruction. For nearly 8 months, she had tried various moisturizers and anti-itch creams with limited success before a knowledgeable dermatologist recognized the pattern of itching without rash as a potential liver-related symptom and ordered appropriate testing. Missing these skin signals allows toxins that should be processed by your liver to circulate and accumulate, potentially causing widespread inflammation and damage throughout your body. The simple solution is to examine your skin weekly in good lighting, taking photos of any unusual redness, itching without rash, or tiny red spider-like blood vessels for your doctor to evaluate. Pay particular attention to your abdomen, chest, face, and palms, as these areas most commonly show early liver-related skin changes. Create a simple skin log, noting the location, appearance, and any changes over time. Begin this simple skin check this evening. Identifying these changes early could quite literally save your liver. This weekly routine takes less than 5 minutes, but could provide critical early warning of liver issues when they're most treatable. Sign 5. Cognitive function. Fluctuations. Is your memory loss really just aging, or is it your liver failing to filter toxins from reaching your brain? Cognitive changes that seem to come and go might be directly connected to your liver's ability to remove toxins from your bloodstream. When liver function declines, substances that would normally be filtered out can cross the blood-brain barrier, temporarily affecting brain function. These cognitive fluctuations often manifest as periods of confusion, difficulty concentrating, personality changes, or problems finding words. Symptoms many seniors attribute solely to normal aging or early dementia. Unlike typical age-related cognitive changes, which tend to progress gradually, liver-related cognitive issues often fluctuate noticeably, sometimes even within the same day. Neurologists at Johns Hopkins have established a clear connection between liver function and brain health, with early hepatic encephalopathy often mistaken for normal age-related cognitive decline. Dr. Thomas Anderson, neurologist specializing in metabolic brain disorders at Johns Hopkins, notes that cognitive fluctuations are frequently the earliest neurological sign of liver dysfunction, appearing well before physical symptoms in many patients. Research published in the journal Hepatology demonstrates that up to 40% of patients with liver disease experience measurable cognitive changes before receiving their liver diagnosis. These cognitive effects occur because the liver normally filters ammonia and other neurotoxic substances from the blood. When liver function declines, these substances can reach the brain in higher concentrations, interfering with neurotransmitter function. Richard, 69, experienced increasing confusion and concentration problems that his family attributed to aging, but testing revealed his symptoms were caused by toxins his struggling liver couldn't filter. His wife had noticed that his mental clarity seemed to vary significantly. Some days he was sharp and engaged, other days notably confused, a pattern that eventually prompted his doctor to investigate liver function rather than focusing exclusively on neurological causes. Leaving these cognitive changes unaddressed allows neurotoxins to continuously damage brain cells, potentially accelerating cognitive decline dramatically. The simple solution is to take a weekly mental clarity self-assessment, noting any unusual difficulty with concentration, word finding, or mood swings, and report consistent changes to your doctor. Keep a brief log of days when thinking seems particularly clear versus days when cognitive tasks feel more difficult. Note whether these changes correlate with other symptoms like fatigue or digestive issues, as these patterns can provide valuable diagnostic information. Don't wait until cognitive symptoms become severe. These changes are often reversible when caught early. Unlike many forms of dementia, cognitive changes related to liver function can frequently improve significantly when the underlying liver issue is addressed, making early recognition and intervention particularly important. Sign 6. Sleep disturbances and night sweats. Why your recent sleep problems might be a warning from your liver that something is seriously wrong. Unexplained changes in sleep patterns, particularly the onset of night sweats, early morning waking, or difficulty staying asleep, often signal that your liver is struggling to perform its critical nighttime functions. Your liver follows a circadian rhythm, with detoxification processes intensifying during sleep hours. When liver function declines, these nighttime processes become impaired, often manifesting as sleep disturbances that many seniors mistake for normal aging, hormonal changes, or stress. These sleep disruptions tend to follow specific patterns: waking between 1 to 3 a.m., when liver activity normally peaks, experiencing night sweats unrelated to room temperature, or feeling inexplicably alert in early morning hours despite inadequate sleep. Sleep researchers at Stanford University Medical Center have documented how liver dysfunction disrupts sleep cycles and temperature regulation, often causing night sweats and insomnia that most seniors attribute to other causes. Dr. Elizabeth Chen, Director of Metabolic Sleep Research at Stanford, explains that the liver plays a central role in regulating body temperature and glucose metabolism during sleep. When it's functioning suboptimally, these regulatory processes become disrupted, often resulting in night sweats and fragmented sleep. Studies published in the Journal of Hepatology found that approximately 68% of patients with early liver disease reported sleep disturbances an average of 10 months before their diagnosis. These sleep disruptions occur because liver inflammation interferes with the body's natural temperature regulation and stress hormone metabolism. Barbara, 71, experienced increasing night sweats and early morning waking for months before discovering these were early signs of her liver struggling to detoxify during sleep. She had been changing her pajamas almost nightly due to sweating, despite keeping her bedroom cool, and found herself routinely awake at 2 a.m. unable to fall back asleep. Symptoms her doctor eventually recognized as potential liver warning signs. Ignoring these sleep disruptions not only reduces quality of life, but allows the underlying liver dysfunction to worsen, creating a dangerous cycle that accelerates damage. The simple solution is to record your sleep quality and any night sweats in a simple notebook for 2 weeks, then discuss any patterns with your healthcare provider, specifically asking about liver function. Note the times you wake during the night, whether you experience sweating, and how refreshed you feel in the morning. This pattern information can provide valuable diagnostic clues that might otherwise be missed during brief medical appointments. Begin tracking your sleep tonight. This simple habit could reveal critical information about your liver's current health. This straightforward monitoring takes just moments each morning, but could provide the essential early warning that leads to timely intervention for liver issues. Sign 7. Bruising and bleeding changes. Are you bruising more easily than before? Your liver might be losing its ability to produce crucial clotting factors. Unexplained bruising from minor impacts or bleeding that takes longer than usual to stop often indicates your liver is struggling to produce the proteins essential for proper blood clotting. Most seniors attribute increased bruising to thin skin, blood thinners, or simply being more physically vulnerable with age. While these factors can contribute, a sudden increase in bruising or bleeding tendency, particularly when it represents a change from your normal pattern, often signals declining liver function. Your liver produces most of the proteins involved in the clotting cascade, and when its function decreases, these proteins may not be produced in sufficient quantities. Hematologists at the Cleveland Clinic have identified increased bruising and prolonged bleeding as early warning signs of liver dysfunction that appear before more recognized symptoms. Dr. Michael Stevenson, director of hepatic hematology at Cleveland Clinic, notes that changes in clotting function are often among the earliest detectable signs of liver stress, sometimes preceding abnormal liver enzyme levels by several months. Research published in the Journal of Thrombosis and Hemostasis found that approximately 55% of patients with early liver disease demonstrated measurable changes in clotting function before receiving their diagnosis. These coagulation changes occur because the liver synthesizes most of the body's clotting factors, including fibrinogen, prothrombin, and factors V, 7, 9, and X. Thomas, 77, noticed he was developing large bruises from minor bumps, which led his doctor to discover his liver was struggling to produce sufficient clotting proteins. He had become concerned after finding several large bruises on his arms and legs that appeared after minimal contact with furniture, a change from his normal pattern that prompted him to seek medical evaluation, rather than dismissing it as age-related. Failing to recognize these bleeding changes increases your risk of dangerous internal bleeding and makes even minor injuries potentially serious. The simple solution is to document any unusual bruising with photos, noting whether they appeared after minimal impact, and show these to your healthcare provider at your next appointment. Pay particular attention to bruises that seem disproportionately large relative to the injury that caused them, bruises that appear without any remembered trauma, or cuts that seem to bleed longer than expected. Start monitoring for these changes immediately. Early intervention can restore your liver's ability to produce these essential clotting factors. Unlike some liver-related symptoms, clotting abnormalities often improve relatively quickly when the underlying liver issue is addressed, making this an especially important warning sign to recognize promptly. Sign 8. Swelling in lower extremities. Why the slight swelling in your ankles might be the most overlooked sign of advancing liver problems. Edema, fluid retention causing swelling, particularly in the ankles, feet, and lower legs, often indicates your liver is struggling to maintain proper protein balance in your bloodstream. Most seniors attribute mild swelling to standing too long, salt consumption, or circulation problems. While these factors certainly contribute to edema, newly developed or worsening swelling, especially when it's most noticeable in the evening, frequently signals declining liver function. Your liver produces albumin, a protein crucial for maintaining proper fluid balance between blood vessels and surrounding tissues. When liver function declines, albumin production often decreases, allowing fluid to leak from blood vessels into surrounding tissues. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic's hepatology department have found that mild, often dismissed edema in the ankles and feet frequently indicates the liver is struggling to maintain proper fluid balance and protein production. Dr. Jennifer Wilson, hepatologist specializing in liver cirrhosis at Mayo Clinic, explains that peripheral edema is often incorrectly attributed solely to cardiac or kidney issues, when in fact it frequently represents declining liver synthetic function, particularly albumin production, Studies published in the journal Hepatology demonstrate that up to a 20% reduction in albumin production can occur before liver dysfunction becomes apparent on standard liver enzyme tests, making edema an especially valuable early warning sign. This reduced albumin production directly impacts oncotic pressure, the force that normally keeps fluid within blood vessels. Elizabeth, 70, ignored occasional ankle swelling for months, assuming it was from sitting too long, until her doctor recognized it as a sign of decreasing liver function. The swelling had been gradually worsening, particularly after busy days, but she had attributed it to normal aging and minor circulation issues until a comprehensive evaluation revealed her liver was producing insufficient albumin. Untreated liver-related fluid retention often progresses to more serious complications, including ascites and increased pressure in the blood vessels around the liver. The simple solution is to press your thumb against your ankle or shin bone for 5 seconds each evening. If an indentation remains for more than a few seconds, known as pitting edema, contact your healthcare provider for evaluation. This simple test provides objective evidence of fluid retention that might otherwise be overlooked or dismissed. Also, measure the circumference of your ankles weekly, noting any progressive increases that might indicate worsening fluid retention. Perform this simple test tonight. Catching fluid retention early can prevent much more serious complications. This quick evaluation takes less than a minute, but could provide crucial early warning of liver issues when they're most treatable. We've uncovered 8 warning signs your liver might be silently failing, from subtle fatigue and digestive changes to more specific signals like unusual bruising and fluid retention. Your liver has an incredible ability to regenerate when given proper care. By recognizing these early warning signs and taking immediate action, you can protect and potentially restore much of your liver function before permanent damage occurs. The morning habit that liver specialists recommend is drinking warm lemon water with a small amount of turmeric, a simple ritual shown to reduce liver inflammation by up to 53% in clinical studies at Mayo Clinic. Have you experienced any of these warning signs? Share in the comments which signs surprised you the most. If you found this information valuable, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more critical health information specifically designed for seniors. Share this video with someone you care about who might be experiencing these subtle symptoms. You could literally be saving their liver and their life.